Good afternoon, it's Crystal with Every Tiny Victory. It is 2:47, so I'm coming to you with a late lunch chat. I wanted to give you guys a tour of my lunch bag, I guess, like the stuff that I pack for my lunches every day. And then kind of tell you a little cool thing that happened at work recently after my frustrating week last week. And then, kind of give you a quote to leave the day on. So if you're here for this chatty lunch time break with me, then thank you for being here. All right, so first, having the same old lunch that I've always had all week. It's, I prepare 5 meals, sometimes 6, to get me through Saturday. But I really like bell peppers and onions, like the fajita. We actually went out to eat last night. I got out of work a little later than I expected. Michael was getting out of work later than he expected. He had a really long day, like a 12, 13-hour day. We just decided to go to dinner and at one of our, favorite Mexican places in our area. So I ended up having beef fajitas. I usually just have the meat and the veggies and the pico de gallo and guacamole. So it's great. It was a lovely, yummy meal. And I had a Coke Zero, I think is what they had. And I'm sure I had a half a pound of chips. I don't know. I feel like I'm able to control myself a little bit more than I was before. So in the before times, I probably was having like a full pound of chips by myself. Now I'm sticking to a half pound, so that's progress. But I was going to give you guys a tour of my lunch bag, so I'll insert that here somewhere. But I wanted to show you what I have in my lunch bag today. So Michael and I went to the Arctic store. I think it's an outlet store here in Houston, and we got these lunch boxes on pretty good sale. And so anyway, they have this pouch here that you can, I have a, what are those things called? I don't know if you can see that. An ice block. And I usually bring another protein shake just in case. Most of the time it makes the trip back and forth from the house. So I carry it with me all day. But I have my Cherry Pepsi Zero. So I bought one of those a while back, and I've been working through those slowly but surely. These are the Kodiak protein pancakes that I made. I believe this is 63 grams. And I just chopped them up into little pieces, but it just makes them easier to eat so you don't have to have a plate. This is the 1 ounce of sugar-free syrup. My other snack for the morning was this cottage cheese, and then this is this is 2 teaspoons. That's the, I forgot how many grams it was, but it ended up being about 2 teaspoons worth of pineapple preserves. And so this is one snack that I really like and doesn't spike my blood sugar. Let's see, you can't see in here, but this is an 8 ounce package of frozen edamame. So usually I will just, zap these in the microwave in our break room. I believe it's for 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, but they're perfectly steamed, and the little pouch is a great place to, you can discard the casing, I guess, and you're really just eating the little beans inside. But I love that for a good snack, high protein and also fiber. This is my fajita bowl, but it's pretty heavy. So the vegetables and the rice and the meat are all inside this little container. And this is a 28 ounce, I don't know if you can see that, hefty container. But I bought these last year, and I still have, I want to say it came with a pack of 50, if I'm not mistaken. And at one point, I would use these for everything, like all of the the meal, the snack, the whatever I had, and I microwave them. I put them in the dishwasher. They're very sturdy, and like we use these for everything. I put them in the freezer, but I still have like, I want to say like maybe 10 of them that haven't even been used. And then I just continue cycling through, until they're like unrecognizable anymore. I just continue using them and rewashing them. But the last thing I have in here is today I brought a Fit Crunch. This is a chocolate brownie protein bar. I like these, like at least as far as the texture and the taste. This one particularly is a lot more candy bar-like to me. The peanut butter and chocolate one is a little bit more like less sweet. So if you don't really want like a super sweet treat, then I would try the peanut butter and chocolate ones. I have a mint chocolate chip. That one was really good as well, but I really like the Fit Crunch brand. I wanted to share a little story about some good news that I got. I mentioned last week about a frustrating project that had kind of been like kind of sprung up and had a sense of urgency. We had a deadline that had to be met. And I was really off put because I had scheduled out some other projects, to work on those things incrementally so that I didn't miss those deadlines. And I had to reshuffle everything and, just to try to accommodate all these competing priorities. Things are working out. So, I think just in the moment, I was very frustrated with that. And I have mentioned, I'm sure many times, and everybody that knows me knows that I'm a creature of habit. So I like for things to go just so. So when that doesn't happen, I do not always have I guess I'll just say a good attitude. But I received some feedback on the project that, was done, I feel like very quickly and, quick turnaround. And if I had more time to have worked on it and like the way that I would have wanted to do it, I would have got all of this stuff together and then run it by several different stakeholders, I guess I could say, different audiences that might be reviewing this project. So that didn't get to happen. I only got to, run it by, like, I would say a handful of people instead of like testing it with different groups of people. But the people that can assess my work did assess my work and said that it was phenomenal. And they were really impressed with what I put together. And it just kind of, I will just kind of say, like, the project had to deal with like on camera work and design, stuff. We use Canva at my job for all of our design stuff. And that is not an area, like, I'm not an arty type of person. And I don't feel like I have an eye for, graphic design or like colors that go together. And like, there's some people that just have an eye for that and they can just whip something up. That is not my skill set. Like, that's not where I feel like I shine. So over the past, I would say probably like 2-3 years, 2 years at least, I've been doing more like training on my own. I mean, while I'm at work, so I'm, getting paid to do that. But we have some, I guess, software subscriptions to LinkedIn professional trainings and things like that. So I've been, going through several courses in Canva. That's, one of the things, since our internal marketing people use that, I just want to be able to navigate through that software, but also it teaches like design principles and, the different templates and things that are out there. Those are some of the nuances that I'm learning in a different field that have helped me, I guess, kind of feel like I'm learning new stuff, right? In my role, I've had to learn how to do things like manage social media. And that is also not my forte. I say all that to say that technology, design, like all that stuff is not my area of specialty. But the outcome of that project last week, as frustrating as it was, really kind of showcased or highlighted my ability to adapt and learn new skills. And I think that's something that was really helpful to me in, you know, as other people reviewed the project that I made, myself and another, you know, colleague who is also, you know, she likes to stretch herself and learn new things as well. So I think the expectations, you know, met the reality in regards to our project. So, you know, I just felt like all the different things that I've been doing, you know, professionally to learn these new skills and use this new software and all this kind of stuff have been helping me with my personal interests and things like starting my channel, and then come full circle to use all those skills again in a project at work. It was just, you know, it was really cool to feel like, I don't know if it was validation that I needed, or fulfillment. I think that was maybe more the feeling. It was being fulfilled by a new challenge, learning new things, and then being able to use those new skills in a new way. The quote that I wanted to share today is, sometimes you forget that you're awesome, and this is your reminder that you're awesome. So I saw that today and I was just like, you know, I don't think that I would ever just be like, oh yeah, I'm so cool, I'm so awesome, whatever. But I really felt awesome. You know, yesterday when I got my leaders feedback, and then, you know, today, earlier this morning, I got some additional feedback about the project. And, you know, I have been waiting with bated breath just to get all the criticism and to get all of the, you know, like the feedback that I needed to redo some things or change some things. And, you know, I'm just elated, I guess, that, I don't know, that it feels good, like learning something new and being able to use those skills. So yeah, it's been a good day today. I enjoyed getting that feedback. So, yeah, feels like a good day to have a good day. So, well, I hope your lunch is going well. If you stop for this little break with me, maybe taking a little stretch break or something, but I'm gonna get back to it and take care of my work and then close out the day and go home on time today. So I appreciate you guys being here with me and kind of being here along for the ride with all of these changes and everything. But if you haven't heard it in a while, just remember that you're awesome. Sometimes you forget that, just like I do. But we're awesome. We can do this. All right, guys. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I wanted to show you what is left over in my lunchbox after today. So I ate the cottage cheese and pineapple preserves. I had my egg breakfast scramble in a bowl. I did not eat my pancakes, so I'll just put those back in the fridge for tomorrow. I didn't eat the frozen edamame, but I may eat those tomorrow or maybe later tonight, I don't know. And I did not drink the protein shake, the extra one, so that would have been a second one if I was hungry or something. But I did eat my lunch fajita bowl situation, and I did not eat my crunch bar. Whoa. So this guy kind of lives in my lunchbox and travels back and forth with me every day. He's my friend.